Hello everyone, myself Ashwini Khalkar, Assistant Professor from Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So dear student, our today's topic name is UV visible spectroscopy from chapter Imaging Techniques. Okay, before starting our today's topic, first we will recapitulate our previous lecture which is on UV spectroscopy. In our last lecture, we already discussed principle and components of UV. In our last lecture, we discussed three components of UV. Okay, in our today's lecture, we will going to learn remaining components. Okay, so principle of UV, which is based on electronic excitations. Now, components of UV. First is light source. There are five types of light sources, that is tungsten lamp, deuterium lamp, mercury lamp, xenon discharge lamp and hydrogen discharge lamp. These are the types of lamp which are light sources. Then second is monochromator. Monochromator are a device used to resolve wide band of polychromatic light radiations into a narrow band of monochromatic radiations. Okay, means the use of monochromator is conversion of polychromatic radiations into a monochromatic radiations. There are three types of monochromator, that is filter, prism and grating. Then there is a sample holder. Okay, this is our previous lecture. So content of our today's lecture, remaining components from UV, that is detector, amplifier, recorder, then instrumentation of UV and its applications. Okay, so first is detector. Okay, requirement of an ideal detector is it should give quantitative response, then it should have high sensitivity and low noise level, then next it should have a short response time, then it should provide signal or response quantitative to wide spectrum of radiation received. These are requirements of an ideal detector. So, detector will convert light energy into electrical signal that are displayed on read out devices. Okay, there are four types of detector. First is barrier layer cell, then second is phototube, third one is photomultiplier tube and next one is silicon diode. We will study one by one these all detectors. Okay, so first detector is barrier layer cell. Okay, barrier layer cell has three metal layer, iron base plate, second is selenium metal and third one is gold layer. Okay, this is a simple type of detector. It do not require power supply but gives out the current which is directly proportional to a incident light. Okay, this incident light, these are the light rays. Okay, barrier layer cell do not require external power supply, but when light hits The surface of barrier layer cell it itself generates the current, and the amount of current generated will be proportional to the light hitting to the detector. Okay. Now this detector has three metal layer. Okay. This barrier layer cell has three metal layer. First one is metal base plate, which is of iron. Then selenium metal plate, which is semiconductor. That selenium metal plate coated with gold or silver. Then next is gold layer. Next is gold layer. This gold or silver plate will act as a secondary electrode, which is collector electrode. Okay, this is a schematic diagram of barrier layer cell, which has three layers: first, second and third. First is base plate, second is a selenium metal plate, and third one is gold layer. These are the light rays. Okay, and this system has no electrical uh, power supply. Okay, the next is the iron and gold plate. These two detectors connect with external circuit. Okay, when light rays hits the surface of barrier layer cell, means this light rays when when light rays hits the surface of barrier layer cell or gold layer, electron will be generated at the interface between gold and selenium, and this electron generates due to light rays hitting these electrons and will start flowing toward the gold layer. And once the electron flows toward gold, and if the existence of external circuit is low, the current will be start to produced, and this amount of current is measured in galvanometer. The amount of current produced in a barrier layer cell will be proportional to the radiation hit into the detector. Okay, means the amount of current which is generated in barrier layer cell will be proportional to radiation hit into the detector. This is a simple detector, but this detector does not use in sophisticated instrument of UV because its sensitivity is low. Okay, and instead of this, it is generally used in colorimeter. Okay, means this barrier layer cell is generally used in colorimeter. Okay, this is a simple instrumentation and working of barrier layer cell. Okay, means always remember here in barrier layer cell it do not require power supply, but it gives out the current which is directly proportional to the incident light. Okay, now move towards our second detector, that is phototube. Okay, it is a evacuated glass bulb. It has half cylindrical metal cathode. The inner surface of cathode is coated with a light sensitive layer of a cesium or potassium oxide or silver oxide. Okay, a metal ring at the center of bulb is act as a anode. Okay, this is a schematic of phototube. Okay, A metal ring at the center, this metal ring at the center of bulb act as a anode. Okay. Now there is a collected anode and photocathode. Okay, means this is photocathode. This is photocathode. And these are connected with each other with an external circuit, and there is an amplifier also. Okay, means this is photocathode and anode is joined by a external circuit. Okay, external circuit, and which is also have a amplifier. Now this is a construction of phototube. Okay, now working of this. Okay, when radiation hits surface of photocathode, this light radiation, these light radiations hits the surface of photocathode, whose inner surface is coated with cesium oxide or potassium or sulfur oxide, and when light is heated to a photocathode, this when light rays are heated toward a photocathode, the ejection of electron, and these electrons are get attracted toward the anode. Okay, now once electrons are flow toward cathode and anode, the current is start to flow in outer circuit, and this current is amplified by using amplifier. Now the amount of current generated in this detector will be proportional to the light rays hitting to the surface of cathode. Always remember here, the amount of current generated in this detector is proportional to the light rays hitting to the surface of cathode. This is more sensitive detector than barrier layer cell. Okay, this is a schematic diagram and working of photo tube. Now next is photomultiplier tube. Okay, this detector is most popular and sensitive detector. It has photo evacuated glass tube or quartz tube. It has photoemissive cathode. Photocathode is present whose inner surface is light sensitive material used for coating. Okay, it has 8 to 10 photoemissive diodes. Actually, these are anodes. Okay, each diode has positive voltage difference, and this has finally uh, collected electrode anode. Okay, now next, this is the overall construction of photomultiplier tube. Means it has a photoemissive cathode, it has 8 to 10 photoemissive diode, it has collector anode. When light radiation striking to a cathode surface, it emits 2 to 5 electrons. These electrons are attracted toward first diode, and it emits 2 to 5 electrons for each striking electrons. This is a schematic of photomultiplier tube. Okay, see here, when light is see here when light is strike on cathode surface, it emits 2 to 5 electrons. These electrons are attracted toward first diode, and it emits 2 to 5 electrons for each strike. Okay, means here the electron are attracted toward photocathode, then it emits electron. Okay, these electrons are attracted toward first diode and it emits again 2 to 5 electron for each strike electrons. Okay, it means that when light rays hits the surface of photocathode, it will be start to emit electrons and these electrons focus toward first diode. Okay, this is a basic thing. Then when electron strike the surface of first diode, for each electron, that first diode emits 2 to 5 electron. So number of electron is more. Okay. Now these secondary electrons which are emitted by a diode which are attracted toward secondary diode. Okay. Secondary diode will also emit more electron. For each electron, that electron are attracted toward third diode. Means this is first, this is second, this is third diodes. Okay, and the process is go on, and finally anode receive number of electron because each diode is increasing number of electrons, and that's why electron ranging of electron to the anode is very large in number, and that means amplification of electron will occur in the photomultiplier tube itself, and that's why the name is multiplier tube. Okay, means here first electron are attracted toward photocathode, then that electron are passed toward first diode, then the electrons number is increases from first diode to second, then third, and like this the number of electrons are increases. Okay, and that's why the name is multiplier tube. Okay, this is a way of this is a way photomultiplier tube works. Okay, and this is a simple explanation of photomultiplier tube. Okay, now next is applications of UV visible spectroscopy. Now first application is detection of impurities, then second one is structure elucidation of organic compounds, then next one is quantitative analysis, then next is qualitative analysis, then next application is chemical kinetics, next is detection of functional group. Okay, this is a main this this is a main important application of UV. Okay, these are the applications of UVs, means this detection of impurities, structure elucidation of organic compounds, quantitative and qualitative analysis, chemical kinetics, and detection of functional group. Okay, so this is our today's lecture. Okay, thank you dear students.